Hi everyone. I really apologize for not sticking with making videos that much so far. It's more challenging than I thought it would be, but yeah, I'm learning. In today's video I would like to discuss Sylvia Plath's novel The Bell Jar. I have prepared some notes that I want to cover, so if I'm looking down it's because I'm reading my notes so I wouldn't forget anything. The Bell Jar is the only novel that Sylvia Plath ever wrote. It was first published in 1963 and it was published under a pseudonym. It's fairly autobiographical. The main character is named Esther, and some of the things that she feels, she goes through, she encounters, and so on, follow Plath's own experience fairly closely. The novel follows Esther, like I said. Esther is a young woman, and we follow her sort of descent into depression up until her suicide attempt and then her recovery, though we're not actually really sure if she recovers because the end is kind of open. So like I said, Esther is a young woman, and during the time, well, at the time period that Plath wrote this novel, uh, choices for women what to do with life were fairly limited, and that's one of the things that contributes to Esther's mental state, because she feels very trapped in what the life can offer. She feels that her only choices are to get married, become mother and wife, and the other choice is to choose some very stereotypically female job, such as stenographer, for example, which is what her mother is trying to push on her. And Esther wants to experience life. Throughout the novel, there were many things that I identified with very strongly. One of the things was Esther's feeling lost, feeling like life should somehow offer more. In a way, like everything around her seems like she doesn't fit in the environment, she doesn't fit in the society, and she feels isolated because of it, and she faces pressure to conform to certain societal expectations. And while my choices are way wider than Esther's or Plath's ever were, I still experience the world differently because of my mental health issues, and I also face the pressure to conform to certain expectations. And as Esther, I also often feel that my mental health keeps kind of trapping me in in one place in my life, that I would want to move forward, I want to choose something, but I can't somehow because I feel like I'm not good enough. I like the metaphor of the bell jar that Esther feels that is kind of tripping her. It's a metaphor that appears repeatedly in the novel, that Esther feels that she is trapped under the bell jar and she can't breathe and it's suffocating her. When I was kind of doing a research on this book, on what the symbolism is and so on. I encountered several explanations, and it often felt as if people thought that there should be only just one explanation and not another one. And to me, all the explanations kind of fall together. So the first explanation for the bell jar is that it's a metaphor simply for depression and anxiety, because having these disorders, having these problems, can literally trap you in your own house when you can't get out of bed because you're too depressed, or you can't go out because you're too anxious. Everything seems like it's too much work, it's not worth the effort, and like there's no meaning in it. That's where Esther ultimately ends up before she tries to commit suicide, that she feels like she's so stupid, she feels like she doesn't know what to choose in life, doesn't know where to go, doesn't know what to do with herself. Another thing that kind of builds on this depression and anxiety is that the bell jar represents the pressure that Esther feels to conform to certain societal expectations, and she doesn't want to conform, but like I said, she feels pressured by her mother and by just generally people around her to present certain way, behave certain way, want certain things. And because she doesn't want these things, she doesn't want to conform, even though she tries. So when she tries to be something she's not, that causes kind of a battle in her head, and she feels terrible. But when she doesn't conform and she tries to be her own person, she clashes with the society, which again causes issues in her mind. And makes her feel kind of trapped and suffocating. The third explanation of the bell jar is that it represents the limited choices for women. The fact that Esther wants to explore more. She wants more from her life than just becoming a mother, getting married, and just take care of house. But she also doesn't want specific jobs that were assigned to women at the time. But there, when she kind of tries to challenge sexisms that she encounters, it doesn't go well. And again, she feels like she's suffocating, like the society and the expectations that the society has are like suffocating her, like she feels trapped under the jar. And the last thing that the last explanation for the bell jar metaphor can be Esther's own inability to decide, because she wants to try many different things, but she's limited by her gender, she's limited by the town that she lives in, but she's also limited by her own inability to decide, because she feels that if she chooses one way, it closes the other, and if she chooses the other, it closes the third way. And she just kind of gets stuck in one place because she doesn't want to decide, she can't decide. And that again kind of traps her in her own brain, and It accumulates what I said about the societal expectations and her own expectations and the depression and anxiety, and all that kind of accumulates and makes her feel trapped under this bell jar that she can't breathe, and it suffocates her. Overall, I would say that it's really interesting novel. Um, it's not very long and it's fairly easy to read, but I would also warn you that it can be very triggering, especially when it comes to Esther's various attempts to commit suicide, and when she kind of tries something and then she decides not to go through with it until she finally goes through with something, and then there's her recovery and her feeling really bad and depressed. It's very I found it very relatable, which was good on one hand. On the other hand, it felt very triggering, so I would proceed with caution with that, if that's something that you struggle with. But overall, I would say that it's a really good book. It really illustrates the various things that can influence your mental health that you can deal with. Overall, I found it really good and educational, so I would highly recommend it. If you like this video, you can always click the subscribe button, leave a comment what you think about the novel if you read it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!